Hello, 7th standard LMD. This is Janet. I'm going to teach you science. The first chapter in science is nutrition in plants. We know that all living organisms need energy to live and grow. What is nutrition? The process by which food is taken in by an organism and used by its body is called nutrition. There are two main modes of nutrition. One is autotrophic and other one is heterotrophic. The organisms which prepare their own food are called autotrophs, and this mode of nutrition is called autotrophic. And the organisms depend on other organisms for food are called heterotrophs, and this mode of nutrition is called heterotrophic. Now we'll see about autotrophic nutrition. We know that all green plants prepare their own food through a process called photosynthesis. The term photosynthesis was coined by Charles Strait Barnes in 1893. Actually, what the plant will do, it takes carbon dioxide from the air and water from the soil through the roots, and in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll it prepares sugar and oxygen. And the main conditions necessary for photosynthesis is chlorophyll. It is usually present in the leaves in structures called chloroplast. Actually, the chlorophyll, it absorbs the light energy, and the carbon dioxide is absorbed through a small opening in the leaf called stomata. Stomata is plural and singular form is stoma. It is present on the underside of the leaves. See the structure of stoma. It has a guard cell. This guard cell helps to close and open the stoma. When there is enough light and water, the guard cells swell up and curve away from each other. This causes the opening of stoma. This allows carbon dioxide to enter the cells of the leaves. Then water is absorbed by the roots of the plant. The root system consists of primary roots, secondary roots, rootlets and root hairs. Water and soluble nutrients are transported from the roots to other parts of the plant through the structures called xylem. The sugar formed as a result of photosynthesis is transported to various parts of the plant by the structures called phloem. So far, we have studied about autotrophic nutrition. Dear children, we are learning about nutrition in plants. So far, we have studied about autotrophic nutrition. Now, we are going to learn about heterotrophic nutrition. What are heterotrophs? Heterotrophs are organisms that depend on other organisms for food. Now, we are going to learn about heterotrophic nutrition in plants. Come, let's see the video. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition in plants. Heterotrophic plants are classified as parasitic, saprophytic, symbiotic and insectivorous. Now we are going to learn about parasitic plants. Before that, you should know what is a parasite. We human and animals cannot prepare our own food. So, we depend on plants for our food. But we are not parasites as we are not directly depriving the nutrients from the plants. But mosquito lice are called parasites because they directly deprive blood from human and animals. Now we'll see about parasitic plants. Plants with chlorophyll can prepare their own food, but some plants do not have chlorophyll. How do these plants survive? They depend on another plant for their nutrients. The organism whose essential nutrients are deprived by another organism is called a host. See, here the red plant is a parasitic plant and the green plant is host. A parasitic plant is one that partially or completely depends on another plant for nutrition. See how the parasitic plant climbs over the host plant. Example for parasitic plant is mistletoe. The parasitic plants develop special roots which penetrate into the tissues of the host plant. They absorb the prepared food from the host. See how it is penetrating inside the tissue of the host. Mistletoe has a leathery green leaves and it can make its own food, but still it depends on the host for minerals and water. It partially depends on the host. Next example is cuscuta or dodo plant. They have short root and a long thread-like stem. Dodo plant winds around the host stem and send branches around the neighboring stems. See how it is twining around the host. It absorbs the prepared food from the host. After getting enough nutrients, it starts blooming. The parasitic plants harm the host plant to some extent by slowing down its growth, sometimes cause heavy damage, sometimes kills the host plant. Next parasitic plant is Rafflesia. This is also completely depends on host like cuscuta. It bears the world's largest flower. The flowers have 5 petals and may have diameter of up to 106 centimeter. So far we have studied about parasitic plants. Hello, 7th standard LMD. This is Janet. We are learning about heterotrophic nutrition in plants. In this video, we are going to learn about saprophytic plants. In vegetable shops, you might have seen packets of mushrooms, or sometimes you might have seen fluffy umbrella-like patches on woods during rainy season, or a grey patch on moist bread kept outside for 2 or 3 days. Do you know what these organisms are and how they get their nutrition? These organisms are called fungi or saprotrophs. Sapro means rotting material and troph means nourishment. These saprotrophs are organisms which take nutrition from dead and decaying matter. They secrete digestive juices and convert the decaying matter into solution and absorb them. Mushrooms are not plants, they belong to fungi kingdom. Brightly colored mushrooms are highly poisonous. Some varieties of mushrooms are edible. Roots of some plants contain these organisms called fungi. This fungi help the plants to obtain their nutrients from dead and decaying plant and animal matter. These plants are called saprophytic plants. Let's see some examples for saprophytic plants. Coral root. It is found in forests around the world. And the next is Indian pipe. These plants are usually whitish, but some are brightly colored. These plants mostly have no leaves. They grow in deep shade in tropical forests. As they are not having chlorophyll, they cannot prepare their own food. They take nutrients from the dead and decaying matter with the help of fungi. They absorb the nutrients in the form of solution. So we have learnt about saprophytic plants. We'll continue in the next video. Thank you.